I'm Tomlyn Nicholson. This is Saturday, January 31st, 2026. President Trump nominated Kevin Warsh, a former Federal Reserve governor, to succeed Jerome Powell as Fed chair, citing Warsh's economic experience amid calls for lower interest rates. The announcement follows Trump's criticism of current monetary policies, with confirmation hearings anticipated in the Senate. Former CNN anchor Don Lemon was arrested by federal authorities and charged with federal civil rights violations, including conspiracy to deprive rights and violating the FACE Act, stemming from his coverage of an anti-ICE protest that disrupted worship services at City's Church in St. Paul, Minnesota on January 18th. Don Lemon spoke defiantly outside the courthouse, stating he will not be silenced and emphasized the importance of free and independent media, especially now, while his attorney Abbe Lowell promised a vigorous defense against what they called manufactured charges. California Governor Gavin Newsom's Care Court program, launched in 2022 to help those with severe mental illness cycling through homelessness and jail, has spent around $236 million so far. A recent report highlights that only 22 people have been court-ordered into the treatment over 4 years, far below the initial projection of thousands eligible. That's over $10 million spent per person helped. The Senate passed a $1.2 trillion government funding package, averting a prolonged shutdown but extending Department of Homeland Security funding for 2 weeks amid immigration disputes. The deal, backed by President Trump, now heads to the House, where quick passage is expected despite some Republican reservations. The FBI executed a search warrant at Fulton County's election office in Georgia, seizing records related to 2020's voting as part of an ongoing probe into alleged fraud. President Trump praised the action, reiterating unsubstantiated claims of irregularities, while local officials cooperated with the federal agents. President Trump filed a $10 billion lawsuit against the IRS and Treasury, alleging unlawful leaks of his tax returns during his first term. The suit claims privacy violations, escalating disputes over federal agencies' conducts under previous administrations. The Justice Department released millions of pages from Jeffrey Epstein's files, stating it has fulfilled legal obligations despite Democratic questions about redactions and complicitness. Survivors expressed frustrations over withheld information, urging further transparency in the high-profile case. The Department of Homeland Security intensified surveillance during immigration raids, inadvertently sweeping in U.S. citizens, according to reports. Officials defended the measures as necessary for public safety, while critics call for oversight to prevent overreach. The FBI's Arctic Frost investigation, which probed alleged 2020 election subversion and fake electors, faces scrutiny, with revelations of surveillance on Republican senators' phones and subpoenas. Senate Judiciary Chairman Chuck Grassley released documents showing the probe's scope, prompting calls from House Republicans for a criminal investigation into Smith's office for Fourth Amendment violations.